This segment of the news is brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
An investigation into that fatal boating accident in Exuma this past summer leads to a court appearance for both the boat owner and the captain. In this report, our BJ McDermott tells us what charges the two faced and what a magistrate deemed the appropriate punishment.
Exactly 4 months after the tragedy, two men, boat owner Clayton Smith, seen here in the navy blue and white striped shirt, and Captain Roderick Watson, walked handcuffed and shackled into Deputy Chief Magistrate Shubasola Sween's court to be formally charged in connection with the Four Seas boat explosion on June 30th. It's on that day that one of the company's tour boats exploded in Exuma. American Malika Jackson was killed. Her husband, Taran, and several others were injured. An investigation into the incident determined that the exact cause of the explosion could not be determined due to the significant damage sustained during and after the explosion. However, it can be considered with a high degree of probability, based on the passenger seating position associated with the severity of the injuries sustained, that the explosion was in the proximity of the starboard fuel tank, resulting in the release of the blast wave on the starboard side beneath the front 3 rows of seats. Fast forward to Tuesday, and Smith and Watson were charged with 1 count of manslaughter by negligence in the case of Jackson's death, and 9 counts of causing negligent harm in the case of Taran Scaffer, Stacy and Paul Bender, John Inman, and Sheila and Hayden Jones. The 2 accused were not required to enter a plea. Further, the Deputy Chief Magistrate was not at liberty to grant them bail. The 2 men were remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections until December 12th, when they returned to court for a voluntary bill of indictment. Reporting for JCN News, I'm Berthany McDermott.
An alleged love quarrel ends in death for one man and injuries for the woman reportedly at the center of it all. Police say they got a call from a distressed woman after 8 a.m. claiming that several hours earlier a man had attacked her and her boyfriend. Both had multiple injuries. On the scene, the suspect took police to nearby bushes where they found the lifeless body of the injured man. Now, the victim is believed to be in his early 20s. At this point, police have not yet determined the motive behind this latest homicide, but they are hoping to get some answers from the female victim. Chief Superintendent Solomon Cash.
We believe that once we split it up further, we'll be able to establish what really happened here at this location. But we are appealing to members of the public who hangs in this area, who lives in this facility, to contact the police to have any information at 911, 919, or the Central Detective Unit at 502-9991.
This morning's killing is the latest in a rash of such serious crimes in recent days. Meantime, an overnight shooting also under investigation. From all reports, a man had just arrived at his Pastel Gardens home after 9 last evening when 2 gunmen showed up and attempted to pull him out his vehicle. Police say the men were unsuccessful. Consequently, the man was shot before his assailants hopped into a dark-colored vehicle. Now, that vehicle bears the license plate number AE7477. At last report, the wounded victim was listed in stable condition in hospital. We can also tell you tonight that 3 tourists were arrested on drug charges yesterday. This after authorities searched the Norwegian Jade cruise ship cabin of the 2 Americans and 1 Australian and found a small quantity of marijuana. The men are expected to be formally charged in a magistrate's court later this week. A huge drug bust over in Grand Bahama in the wee hours of the morning. All reports are that a team of officers from the Drug Enforcement Unit, Marine Section, Rapid Response, DEA, and others were patrolling waters off the coast of High Rock just before 1 a.m. when they spotted a suspicious-looking single-engine 20-foot vessel with 2 males on board. Upon seeing the police, the pair reportedly sped off. A chase ensued. The vessel was eventually intercepted in the area of Gold Rock Creek, where it ran aground in shallow waters. The 2 men managed to escape in nearby bushes. When officers boarded the vessel, they found 23 crocus bags of suspected marijuana with a street value of $1.3 million. Investigations are ongoing. A check on sports and weather up next.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.